Well, hello everybody. Today's flight is happening because there's a very particular sample that was sent to me that I wanted to taste. And it's not, so far as I can tell, a commercial release. I got a picture of the bottle. The bottle is literally a jug that has been written on it in Sharpie. And what that Sharpie says is Emanuel Ramos, Tepextate Puntas. And I really wanted to try this. We'll talk about this later. But I feel like I needed to justify it. I needed to give it some sparring partners to kind of make it into a full flight. So we're going to get this poured. So I started rummaging through my my little sample stash, which I've got kind of buried under a bunch of stuff there. Started finding other stuff from Miahuatlán that I could taste that along with it. Miahuatlán, very, very famous mezcal producing area. Kind of like halfway in between the city of Oaxaca and kind of the southern coast. And so I picked out another sample. And then another sample. And then another sample. And then another sample. So I'm basically clearing out my entire stash of Miahuatlán mezcal today, with the exception of some netas that I have, where the writing on the bottle I find completely indecipherable. I'm sorry, Jose. Please tell me what you sent me. I've forgotten. Anyways, so we're going to taste out all these. I don't think technically any of these qualify as mezcals according to the strict, Mexican government definitions. They're technically agave distillates. So they're mezcals. So what would it be? Well, I was going to say 4 different producers, but it's really 5 different producers because the Ramos family is large. But all from Miahuatlán, and this should be quite a lot of fun. Let's get this last one poured. So we'll just be ascending in order of ABV, which definitely absolutely puts the Puntas last. All right, I'm going to have a sip of water. Let's get to it. First off, this is a Mezcalosfera, which is relatively, I think, it's a new line. I don't know. It's from a kind of the retail off-spin of a bar in Oaxaca. Further information down below. I've got three of these bottle links are theirs, but they really seem to focus on Miahuatlán stuff. And this is distilled by Ageo Cortés. We have another Cortés, different Cortés, coming up in the next one. And this is a Tobaxiche, which is also going to be featured later. So single copper pot distilled, 200 liters, 46.4%. And this was distilled in July 2022. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so generally when I go to Miahuatlán, I'm expecting like razor sharp mix of like minerality and fruit. Think like fruit that's halfway transforming into rocks. That's Miahuatlán for me. This is not really doing that. This is much more kind of warm and mellow and kind of can't be blind. I might think this is clay distilled. There's a distinct like potting clay note to this. But on top of that, there's some notes I really associate with Tobaxiche, which is one of my favorites of the karwinskiis. Very herbaceous. Kind of there's some like stewed green pepper kind of thing going on. Maybe sauteed green pepper. Basil, sage. I'm really digging that like potting clay thing though. Also just like some straight up like potting soil, a little potting peat. Sort of like a half melted dark chocolate ice cream. Some white pepper. A subtle nuttiness to this too. What is that? It's not peanuts. It's like almost a macadamia shell, something like that. Okay. Yeah, it's a nice nose. It's not what I would have expected from... I wouldn't have called Miahuatlán in a blind. It just doesn't... It doesn't have the vibe that I expect. Maybe that's me. Maybe that's just me. On the palate. Yeah, really not what I was expecting from this. But it's good. Again, we're on the kind of like softer, warmer, but earthier side of things. It's not as kind of steely and stony, but also not as fruity as I expect from the style. Very much following the nose on this. That kind of potting clay, back porch plant, peat and topsoil kind of thing. White pepper, melted chocolate ice cream, like almost like a chocolate milkshake thing. Herbs, basil, little mint, sage. Black pepper. What is that? Some kind of spicy thing? Okay, there's allspice, but there's something else. Almost like a spicy paprika element in this. Like half a mustard seed. What is that? Really, really solid mouth presence on this. Texture is terrific. Little short on the length, but I would bet money that water will fix that. Good texture, hangs on nicely in the finish. I'm really digging the kind of. This feels like something I would sit by a roaring campfire or something while bugs are attacking me. It's got that kind of like warming fall vibe. I like this. I don't find it maybe super duper exceptional, but it's a darn good agave spirit. So let's add a squirt of water to that, and we'll come back to it. Is that enough? It might take more. Oh, I do like that paprika mustardy. What is that? Really fun. It tastes a little bit like Eastern European food. I don't know. Hard to nail down. There might be some sauerkraut or something in there. Interesting. Okay. Moving on to another Mezcalosfera. This one is also a Cortés, but it's a different Cortés. This is by did I write down his name? Job Cortés, I think it is, if I remember correctly. But this is fun because let me tell you what this is. So it's double distilled, and the base agave is Espadin, so that's normal enough. But then it is distilled with mango and habanero chili. In Miahuatlán, which is like I have no idea what this is going to be like. 60 liters of this produced, again in 2022, 48.5%. Oh. Now, what do I do with that? I mean, it's Espadin distilled with mango and a little bit of chili, and it kind of smells like Espadin with mango and chili. Oh, but it's pretty, though. I had some complaints about some of the mango eau de vie I've had from Mexico. No complaints here. This must have been a maceration. It's so pure on the mango. Rich, like delicious mango popsicle, paletas, whatever. But then you've got underneath that some mint chocolate chip ice cream. I am getting a little bit of that kind of Miahuatlán rocks meets sweet tarts kind of thing. Then there's an earthiness to this, like old dirt. Cinnamon. Oh yeah, lots of cinnamon. And yeah, there's a slight spiciness to this. Could that be the chili? I don't know. But yeah, there's a little bit of like a white pepper slash, I don't know. Yeah, nosing a habanero in there. But it's very subtle. Like, this does not smell like it's not singeing my nose hairs off. Very fun nose. On the palate. I think this is fantastic. Hold on, let me confirm. I think this is fantastic. This is phenomenal. I've had 2 sips and I'm already flirting with a 90 on this. Wow. This has to be a maceration because it's flirting with cartoonish on how much mango there is on this. It's just a big old cartoon mango popsicle melting all over your mouth. But then you have the stones, the sweet tarts, the mint, the kind of earthy chocolate, mint chocolate ice cream as made by, like artisan people who are cutting the mint themselves and like grinding the chocolate beans themselves. There's a little bit of that energy. Oh, yes. Am I getting the chili? No, not really. There's some white pepper, black pepper kinds of stuff going on. Maybe a little spicy tingle, but it does not feel like my mouth is not on fire right now by any means. This is just so gloriously balanced. The mouth presence is beautiful. It hangs on for quite a while. The texture is gorgeous. On a technical level, this is very, very, very good, but it's also just really crushable. This is delicious. I really like this. And the more I have of it, the more I'm noticing the earthier side of this. So yeah, you've got your Miahuatlán stones and your sweet tarts. You got that side of things, but there's also a distinctive like dry dirt, almost like an old tea leaves character to this that shows up on the back end. But it's not like it's subtle. It's in balance. It's playing perfectly with the mango-y stuff, and this is a very, very good spirit. We haven't gotten to the puntas yet, and I'm already excited. All right, let's add a little bit of water to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. I need to see if there's more of this that I can. I need to see if I can buy a bottle of this before the video goes up and you people can snipe it from me. All right, moving on. This is the first Ramos of the bunch. This is Emanuel, and it's a Coyote, which is an agave with a. How do I put this? It's very complicated what that agave is. So Malbien for this notes that it is. They say, and I quote, "It's agave potatorum ex karwinskii." I don't know what potatorum ex karwinskii means. Does that mean it's a cross? Does that mean it's a mix of the two? Do they? Coyote can be lots of things, depending on kind of where you are. So. But what it makes me excited, this is an offering from Emanuel and Victor Ramos, of kind of father-son team in Miahuatlán, who I've done, I think I did an entire video dedicated to those characters. This is 262 bottles produced in May 2019, 49.94% ABV. And yeah, I had very classic Miahuatlán producers tackling a very unusual agave. Let's see what we got. It's another one that if you hand it to me neat, I wouldn't be thinking Miahuatlán. I'm thinking, what am I thinking about this? So it's fruity, but it's almost there's almost like a pickled fruit character to this. As if you took a whole bunch of like red fruit, red plum, cherry, red grapes, and like pickled them, if that makes sense. Yeah, there's that kind of vibe. There's some tamarind in there as well. Yeah, pickled fruit is what I'm going to go with. But also some really intense black pepper. Some like Vienna roast coffee grinds. Fresh. Cinnamon, cardamom. More black pepper. Certainly an earthiness to this too. There's also some sage. Some other herbs too, hard to nail down. Mint, yeah, like fresh peppermint. But something else. What? Let's go oregano, maybe. It's interesting. Like again, another one I wouldn't have expected from Miahuatlán. This reminds me more of some of the clay distilled mezcals I've had from like Tio Pedro, some of those producers. But I like it. It's fun. No. The more I swirl this, the more I kind of plug it. There is some of that, like some of those red fruits that have been pickled are also turning into rocks. So there's a little bit of that nod towards this style. On the palate. Floral. Ooh. There's a touch of floral on the nose too, but on the palate it's way more floral than I was anticipating. Again, kind of atypical for this region, for me. That being said, I've never had a coyote from Miahuatlán before, so maybe this is just what they taste like. Big explosion of flowers on the arrival that kind of carries through into the finish. Wildflowers, but also just a little bit of like a potpourri kind of thing in general. It's nice, and it's balanced off by some intense earthy stuff. Grainy dark chocolate, cinnamon, cardamom. Little lemon lime peel. Yeah, the fresh peppermint thing is still in there, but it's kind of underplayed. A little bit of green sage. Fresh dirt. All these so far have like brought an earthy thing in different ways. Vienna roast coffee beans again, grinds, fresh. And in terms of mouth presence, I mean, you know, we're not quite up there with the Espadin here, the weird mango thing, but it's pretty good. We're in the same territory in terms of mouth presence as their first class. Yeah, there's a subtle, what is that? There's some kind of smokiness, like a tea leaf smokiness, particularly on the back end going into the finish on this. That's kind of fun. It's interesting. I want to see what water does to this. It's interesting. There's some rocks, some pebbles. Less fruit on the palate on this than on the nose. Yeah, the pickled fruit thing is kind of there on the arrival. It doesn't really hold on to the finish. It's more austere on the palate than I was expecting, but clearly very, very good. So let's give that 2 squirts. We'll move on. We're closing in on the puntas. 1 more to go. And this is another Mezcalosfera. This is a Tobalá, distilled by Isidro Garcia. I think I've done some of his stuff before, but I'll have to look through my archives. I lose track of this stuff. Miahuatlán single copper pot distillation again, and somehow he got this up to, what is this? 52.6% alcohol by volume. 400 liters. Now, Tobalá from Miahuatlán is something I would really anticipate. It's just going to be rocks and fruit. We're in that territory, but this is much more understated than I was expecting. Yeah, so I am getting some sweet tarts, but really almost like a Sour Patch Kids kind of character, more so than sweet tarts. Yeah, oh yeah, like sour gummy worms. You know those things with the little sour dusting on them, whatever those are? Sour Patch Kids. But then you got your rocks, your stones. White pepper, a little dash of cinnamon sugar, clove as well, nutmeg. Not chocolate. This is more like straight cocoa powder. But this is so dominated by like all your favorite sour candies that you had as a kid, where the first time you taste them you go but then you keep it in your mouth and you kind of adjust, and they become your favorites if you're like me. Yeah, rocks, the pebbles are coming out now, like roadside gravel. This, I mean, for me, this is the most Miahuatlán as far as I think of that in so far. Fruity, mineral, razor sharp and defined. It's just we're leaning more in a sour direction, which as a former sour Patch Kid maniac, I am into that. There's some like sour actual fruit in this too. There's some like sour blueberries maybe. A little bit of florals, not too much, but it's in there on the palate. Yeah. This is good. He is pushing into the florals. He is pushing hard into those flowers, man. I would expect, especially due to the strength of this, that there's some heads in this, or that he's including more of what would otherwise be considered heads, because this is on the palate. This is so floral. But also at the same time, very traditionally, what I think of as Miahuatlán. You are getting your rocks. Rocks, stones, gravel. Sweet tarts. Not as much of my beloved Sour Patch Kids on the palate, but what is on the palate is really... the delivery is phenomenal on this. Not a huge range of flavors, but the delivery is like, mwah, it's chef's kiss. Sour blueberries, sweet tarts. A little bit of herbaceousness along with the flowers. Touch of basil. Cinnamon sugar. Clove. Allspice or nutmeg, I'm not sure which. But in that territory. Kind of an oolong tea thing, maybe? And it's just, it is so composed and balanced and confident in the way that it's attacking my mouth and just convincing me of what it is doing all the way through the finish. Very, very, very good stuff. I like this a lot. I don't know if it's going to beat the weird Espadin mango thing here, but this is terrific mezcal. So I'm going to give this some water, and we'll move on. So the one I did this tasting for. I'll take a little more, like a couple drops. 2, 3, 4, 5. And now, the Puntas. From Emanuel Ramos, same folks, part of the same family that gave us this one. Tepextate Puntas, from a jug, 68% ABV. Let me explain what's going on here. If you came into class late, Puntas is a name for a particular place where you make a cut in mezcal production. So normally when you're distilling something, you get, vastly oversimplifying, but broadly speaking, you have your heads. You might, distinguish foreshots in there, but you got your heads, which come off the still first. Then you got the hearts, which is the stuff you're definitely, absolutely going to put into the final blend. And we can debate what belongs in the hearts there, but that's the stuff that you're definitely going to keep. And then you got your tails, which are also tend to be collected separately. The puntas cut is made basically right at the point of transition between the heads and the hearts. So you're not getting a lot of it. You're getting a couple of liters usually. And it tends to be very, 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 very strong. Very strong. So I've reviewed some puntas before, and 68% does not seem out of the question for me. Now, what does Tepextate taste like when you're getting a whole bunch of heads in there and it's 68% alcohol? Well, we're about to find out. On the nose. Smells a little bit like laundry detergent in a good way, like delicious laundry detergent, but very, very floral. You're getting your flowers, a little touch of perfumey elements in there too, but there's also just some stems. Yeah, I feel like I'm smelling flowers and stems right now. There's a little bit of a, what is that? Slightly herbaceous too. Hard to nail down. Maybe there's some parsley in there, some dill. But really, really, really dominated by the flowers, including the stems, like the green parts of flowers. White pepper, it's very prickly, like you are smelling every single one of those 68%. But, there's not a lot coming through in this. One of the simpler noses of this lineup, but that could just be a function of the strength of this stuff. Yeah, super duper floral. Laundry detergent, but delicious is the best I can do with this. There's a little bit of like a pasta water thing to this. I don't know how to explain. Let's taste it. Let's taste this on the palate. If I didn't already have hair on my chest, this would be putting hair on my chest. Good Lord. Well, as we sometimes say in wine, high-toned. This is very, very high-toned. We're leaning hard into florals, but you are also getting that minerality thing that I associate with Miahuatlán. There's lots of like pebbles, stones in there with the flowers, with the laundry detergent. White pepper. Here's a curveball. There's a hippie toothpaste component in this. If I was handed this blind, I might call cane juice rum, and I'm not shitting you. Like, that is kind of the energy on this. Yeah, you got the rocks, and you got the flowers, but like, yeah, fennel and like, not fresh mint. This is dried mint. One of my favorite ingredients. If you ever like just have some lamb lying around, just saute that stuff with some lemon juice and a ton of butter and some dried mint. It's fun. Yeah, very caney, very cane juicy. Interesting. There are some green elements on the palate too. I'm still going to go parsley and dill, and a cooling effect like that dried mint thing, and plus the fennel. Darn curious to see what this does with water. I am so delighted to try this. I don't know if it's going to win the flight. I don't know if anything is going to beat this weird Espadin mango thing. But, yeah, this is really compelling to me. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll probably need more than that. We'll need more than that. Jesus. 7. I feel like I couldn't go more, but I'm going to stop myself. It's because 7 squirts is a lot. Jesus, my mouth is on fire. That's the thing. When you're adding water to something, don't try to sip it right away, unless you kind of want to just gauge the strength. Because a lot of the time, it's just going to hit you right away with a big old smash of alcohol. Give it a second. You don't need to give it like too long. Just give it 30 seconds, a minute, and it should start to be ready to go. But those first couple of seconds after you add water will just set you alight. It really will. Let's go back through these, starting again with the Ageo Cortés. Tobaxiche, which is going to be fun after the last one. Oh, interesting. So I was talking before how this didn't smell like a kind of Miahuatlán kind of play before. How it smelled more like clay dominant, warm, but now that I've added water, here come the rocks, here come the stones, here come the Smarties. There's still river clay in this. There's still a lot of I don't know, basil ice cream, that kind of thing. Dirt of different kinds. But yeah, now the Miahuatlán-ness of this is kind of coming through. On the palate. Did I call that the mouth length on this would improve when I add water and the mouth presence? I think I called that. And so it has been. This really steps up with water. Wow. So you're still getting a ton of like chocolate ice cream, dirty stuff, herbs, green pepper. But now, all of that is augmented by a whole bunch of like super duper clean, picture perfect stones, which are now rubbing your mouth down, including, back in your tonsils, and it's nice, and I'm enjoying that. This is good. It's not going to win the flight. Well, I don't know. We'll see. But my first thought is it's improved with water. It hasn't improved enough to not kind of knock off the top guys. I don't know if this is going to take its place in the Hall of Fame of Miahuatlán, but it's a different kind of play. And I appreciate that, and I like this. I'm going to give this like an 87 plus. Can I go that high, actually? Hold on. That finish. That finish is right there. I'll call this an 87 plus. It has earned that. Good mezcal. I'm sorry, agave distillate. And now, what was probably my favorite of these on the first round, another Mezcalosfera Espadin Destilado con Mango y Chile Habanero by another Cortés. Interesting. I mean, the basic elements from before are basically still all there, but now we've got like a layer of like rock dust, maybe like between that and the fruit. And I'm not mad. You took some of those picture perfect pebbles that showed up in this previous bottle and kind of like smashed them up and just threw them into the air, and then I'm nosing this. It's not an improvement, but I don't think it's taking anything away. Yeah, this is just it's a fun nose. Because it's everything you could hope for from Espadin distilled with mango and a little spritz of pepper in there. Actually, the habanero is more noticeable now. There is a little bit of like that green that pepperiness coming through. Not the spice, but the actual like the flesh. You know what I'm talking about? The pepperiness. What? I'm just gonna taste this on the palate. if any, oh my God. If anything, this has gotten better after the addition of water. It didn't have like problems on the palate before, but now, like if anything, it's sweetened up. Oh my! It's like a halo of delicious, juicy mango, like atop of this super duper earthy, grungy, but all like herbaceous green. Espadin thing, but it's also like sweet, and there's a little bit of that kind of rock dust thing I was getting in the nose. This is fabulous. This is really fabulous. I mean, this is just, I don't know what else to tell you. This is a really, really good spirit. This is getting a 90 and maybe then some. Let's do 90 plus. I feel like that's about the range where this is in. 90 plus friggin' points. This is a phenomenal bottle of agave spirit plus mango and pepper. Complex, super duper powerful, but not overpowering, balanced, and it just holds onto your palate and does not let go. Very, very impressive. It's going to be hard to top that. I feel bad for the other three spirits in this lineup. All right, on to the Bien Coyote from the Ramos folks. Okay. So this and the Cortés Tobaxiche have something in common, which is with the addition of water, they become more Miahuatlán-y. They start to throw more rocks at you. So yeah, it's very similar to the previous to the nose it was before, but now there's just a big old symphony of rocks and pebbles and stones and wet stones out there for you to smell along with it. Relatively understated in the context of this lineup, but I like it anyways. On the palate. I'm enjoying the kind of like what is that? Imagine you're making lemon bars, but you accidentally or not so accidentally, throw some stones and rocks and gravel into your lemon bars. And then when they're all out of the oven and cool down, you're enjoying them. You bite into them and you get some rocks and you're like, I'm enjoying this anyways. And you just eat the rocks. That's a little bit of the vibe here. Plus some green stuff. Very drying on the finish. This is fun. Oof. Questioning how to score this. Because I don't... where is this against the previous Cortés? Oh, they're awfully close. You know what? I think in terms of mouth presence, there's a way that this just dominates with texture of rocks and lemon bars. In terms of mouth presence, I think this just beats the Cortés Tobaxiche. I'm going to give this 88 flat. 88 points. And I think it is very good. So let's move on to class 4. Oh yeah, this was the one that kind of stole my heart a little bit, right? Mezcalosfera Tobalá by Isidro Garcia. Nose might have even receded a little bit with water. Come on, where are you in there? No, it's coming out now. I'm getting my Sour Patch Kids. A little bit more understated now, if anything. No, once it kind of starts to come through, it's very similar to what it was before. Very dominated by Sour Patch Kids. But you are getting your stones, a little bit of green stuff, some florals. Interesting. On the palate, here we go. Yeah, the most Miahuatlán one of the bunch. Really dominated by rocks and stones and minerality and all that stuff. But with the flowers kind of budding in there to make themselves heard. A little bit of sweet tarts. Touch of pickle juice as well. It's not going to beat the mango thing, but this is very good. This is beating the first. This is beating the Coyote. Ooh, no, they're pretty close, actually. Hold on. Very different spirits in terms of how they're like approaching what they're doing, but yeah, I'm gonna give them the same score. I'm gonna give this an 88 as well. 88 points for the Isidro Garcia Tobalá. And now let us go to the Puntas, which is the whole gosh darn point of this video. On the nose. Yeah, it's still got that same sense of like, you poured laundry detergent, but delicious laundry detergent into like pasta water, into pasta runoff. But good, but nice. Very floral. It's really floral. And even though I've taken the strength down, maybe not enough. We'll see. It's still singeing my nose hairs. There's some lavender in this. I'm getting the rocks. I'm getting some rocks now. Yeah, really. Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I would probably call cane juice on this before I would call agave in a blind. But not in a bad way, in a good way, on the palate. I didn't have enough water. Okay, let's give this an extra squirt. Oh. I'm always torn on Puntas bottlings. I've had the same sense with the La Venenosa one I had a while back. That it's I love the spectacle of these things. I really, really do. Like, they're fun. Like, they're intense. But I don't know if they actually bring as much complexity and balance as other stuff in the same stable. Let's try this again. Hopefully it will not blow my palate up. Here we go. High-toned. Very high-toned. Stones. Flowers with stems. Lavender. Laundry detergent in the best possible way. Tea leaves, oolong maybe. Rocks, stones. That kind of like fennel, dried mint, hippie toothpaste thing. Considering the strength and the power of this, it's actually not dominating my palate as much as some of the other options here, but it's super duper fun. Hard to score this. This is beating like I'm going to try the first Ramos as well. No, this is better. It's not 68%, but it's just bringing a little bit more complexity and a lot more mouth presence, despite the sheer punching power of this. Puntas. This is still good though. I think it's better actually than it was. No, not that much though. It's more drinkable. I don't know if it's better. Is this like DFL? It is DFL. 87 points. 87 points for this Puntas from Emanuel Ramos, which in this rather high-flying flight makes it DFL. So in last place is the thing I was most excited about. This jug of Puntas from Emanuel Ramos at 60%. And then this Cortés Tobaxiche. Then you got a little bit of a tie. It's 88 points each between the Garcia Tobalá and the Ramos family Coyote. And the clear winner, and just like one of the best agave spirits I've tried this year, frankly, this Cortés Mezcalosfera with mango and pepper, 90 plus. And yeah, that is the video. Thank you for watching. I'm going to try to get some more mezcal out before the end of the year. I'm really going to try because I want to make. I was going to say I want to make this the year of mezcal. I want to make this like the year where I really start to push hard into the agave reviews because, man, is there a lot of really good agave out there right now. Thanks for watching, and cheers.